Hello and welcome back to another video. So I'm down in Oldham today. So I'm here today exploring the route of the Oldham branch, which is connected to the Delph Donkey branch. I'm here today with Paul from channel Wobbly Runner. You might have seen him before.
Morning.
So give him a subscription. I'll leave a link in the description below. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the route of the track between here down towards Greenfield. So looking at the purple line at the centre screen, this was the main Delph Donkey branch that connected Oldham, Greenfield and Delph to the main Huddersfield and Manchester line. It opened in 1849 by the London and North Western Railway. Passenger services ceased operation on the Delph Donkey in April 1955, and a limited number of freight trains continued to use the line until November of 1963. Originally terminating at the Oldham station, this connected with the Ashton and Guybridge Railway, which later on went on to extend towards the Oldham Street station. In today's video, we'll be following the route of the purple line that starts from Glodwick Road station on towards Grotton and Springhead station. Now, as you can see, it is actually quite rainy today. You know, we've picked a real day for this, but we're going to enjoy. We've found quite a few things. We're at the site now of the Glodwick Road station. Now, originally opening in around 1856, the line did. This was opened at a later date. Now, there's nothing much that remains around the site of the station, but I'm going to show you around and see what was where. So looking back that way is looking back towards Oldham, which is where the line connected with the Ashton and Guybridge Railway. Obviously originally terminated at the Oldham station. Now, I did do a video on the Oldham Loop line, which also connected to that station. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, with a track bed connected down towards Clegg Street at a later date. So we're going to now follow the route of the track bed down towards Greenfield. So up until 1922, the cutting that was beyond the station, it had a it was covered over. Now I'm looking at a picture, probably looking from this spot where you can see two bridges. We're going to walk in that direction. So this is showing that we're still on the platforms. You had a platform to the left. Now, I initially did think that this was a platform. Looks more like a retaining wall, because I mean, looking at that there, you'd believe that it was actually a platform edge, but it's just more of a retaining wall that supports the sidewalls behind where the station would have been located. And more where the grass section is now is where platforms would have been. Well, the track bed actually would have been at a lot lower level, and we're actually now stood on Glodwick Road, which would have been looking down there, would have been looking down at the platforms, looking towards the station. So we're going to head this way now, see what we'll come across. So just slightly beyond the station, you can see here, this is where the track bed carries on. Now, again, we're at a lot higher level. If we look back towards the Glodwick Road station, you can see here where the bridge, there's no remains of the bridge whatsoever, by the way. Well, this track bed here would have led down into the cutting. Clearly see it's all been reclaimed, hired up and then converted into this walkway. Yeah. So yeah, this was part of a retaining wall, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. It's I mean, they're not being put there for aesthetics.
No. No. Well, yeah, you can see the remains of it. So it's see where the land has filled in. There's the top of the wall. So God knows how many feet that would have gone down. Probably about 40-50 feet. See the remains of the other bridge that I pointed out in that picture. I mean, obviously there's not much of it left, but you can see the top of the stone copings. Obviously they've cut a little bit of the top of the arch out to obviously convert it, but this would have been a lot lower level down. So yeah, we're just looking at the remains of what's left still intact. And then we've also got bridge in, so I wonder if that's any remnants or anything relevant to the bridge that once was here. So tell me, why is your channel called the Wobbly Runner Exploring then? What's you know, where did the name come from?
Started off as I was just running
yeah.
Doing the videos at first.
Yeah, I think I've seen them videos. Do mean check them out. But yes, where
I
do you
don't run anymore.
You don't run anymore. Yeah.
Them days are behind me.
Yeah. Let's go for a run now. Let's get warm 'cause it's getting really cold now.
I would happily run back to the car if you offered it me now.
Yeah. Still see more retaining walls. There's two on either side. It's part of the cutting. Obviously, the trap bed still went down to a low level, so we're a lot higher up. See a bit of a curve in the wall there.
I think we had a footbridge here as well somewhere on the map.
There's a footbridge, yeah. I'll ping that up. Yeah, there's a footbridge that went over here somewhere. Maybe just about where this brick wall is.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
It's been so much landscaped and infill and landfill, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint everything.
Nothing's as it was.
No. I mean, it opens out here. I just spin the camera around. And you can see how high the trap bed does actually go. So it goes to a lot higher level. We're coming towards another bridge. There's something interesting about what we've actually seen down here. I went with Paul. We've seen some of that we think maybe built out of some of the remains of the old bridges that were demolished. We're going to have a look now. We think this is part of one of the bridges that I don't know what this is meant to be. It's just some kids climbing frame, isn't it? But it looks like they've made the foundations out of some of the old walling from the bridges. I think it is because it looks like the same masonry.
It's got to be. Look at the curve on that. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely old.
Yeah, from the retaining walls or part of the bridges.
That's interesting. I mean, you know, like they do demolish these things, but you know they do repurpose them for certain things. But it's great to have some memorabilia still around. So we are now looking at the alignment of the trap bed. As you can see, a lot of reclamation work has been done. So where we've just walked, because obviously it's a grass area, and this where we're actually walking is just a converted footpath on the side. But the railway would have actually gone under where this car park is. Now we have got a bridge that went in towards the next cutting, going towards Leeds Station. You can see where the bridge was. This is Cranbrook Street. So we've got the top of the other side here. You see one of the stone copings has actually fallen off, but still pretty much intact. So that's looking back. I mean, I'm now on what would have been a trap bed, but look how high up it is. This was a cutting that we're going to end up following, and you can see the amount of earth and spoil that's been pumped in. So obviously the bridge would have been at a lot lower level. You can just see there the top of it. So we're looking probably another 40-50 feet further down, trap bed level. So there's where you're looking back towards that bridge I pointed out, where you could see the top of the remains of it. I mean, look how the trap bed actually, you know, it slopes. I mean, this is the walkway. This wasn't even probably at trap bed level. More to the centre where this post is probably is where it went now. I'm not sure what this road is called. I'll ping it up on the screen, but I'm not sure whether where the trap bed went underneath. I mean, if you look over there, it continues. I'm wondering if it was probably a skew bridge or like a small under tunnel. But I mean, it's not marked on the map as a tunnel, but if we just look at the alignment of where the track went, you know, you can see the greenway where it carries on. And is this the top of the remainder of the bridge? But the trap bed does seem to curve, so I think maybe it went straight under here. So here we are, continuing the route of the trap bed. You can see the bridge. Like I say, we think that the track went under a skew little tunnel. You just see the wall at the top, what we showed you on the other side. You can see where the trap bed diverted, so we think that there's a skew tunnel that went underneath, going back towards Oldham. Anyway, we're going to continue our route along towards Leeds Station. You can see here we've got some repurposed railway sleepers. Now you can tell because if you just have a look down there, you can just probably see the holes. And yeah, these are definitely old wooden repurposed sleepers. You've got, this is just a footpath that actually goes onto the road, going back onto the trap bed. I mean, the rain now is absolutely getting really heavy, so you know, apologies if footage is going to start to get bad. And look at my camera, you can see like the rain on the corner. Paul's having the same issue on his. But coming to that bridge, coming to a bridge now that takes us more towards Leeds Station. Again, this one's filled in. Now we're just stood at the other side of that infill bridge. We spotted some more thing down here. Haven't we, Paul? What did you say this thing was down here?
It's like a strengthening bar or something.
Yeah.
On the old masonry.
Yeah, so we've got like a, he said it's strengthening bar. I mean, take a look at that. that'd have been at top of the arch. I mean, looking back there now, you can see where we've just left that bridge, the track bed is heavily infilled. You can see how it actually goes. Looks like it's more of a gradient, but obviously we'd have been looking straight underneath the bridge going towards Glodwick Road station. Now look how it levels out. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's leveled out. We're coming on to, I think it's an embankment.
Yeah, we are. This is like the first bit. It's actually representation of walking on the railway.
Now what you can see is how high the embankment was, because there's a dip in the ground. Now we're going to come to where there was a bridge. Now some of the embankment has actually been demolished, so we're just looking at this. We still believe that this was part of the embankment, because here you can see where it's been demolished. This is only to create the walkway. So yeah, you can see the embankment here. There's clearly no like abutments or anything left at the top of the bridge. However, you can see the bottom here, the base, the bridge. It goes for some distance, so I believe that the track bed would have come here, and it looks like it continued directly over this spot. So our track bed now continues on towards this way, on towards Leeds Station. I mean, if you look back there, you can see the evidence that does support where the track bed does go. So clearly the route of it came across here, so all this side is just basically converted into the walkway. So our railway, you know, the embankment had actually been demolished, and obviously the bridge came across this way, and our alignment of the track bed now continues on towards Leeds Station. I mean, looking from up here, you can see down there you've got like some sort of stream flow. There's a culvert down there. We ain't going down there, but looks like there's some what's that called there? That is it, like a drainage? What did you call it?
Yeah, like a channel or something.
Yeah, some sort of drainage channel. That it goes from up here. So unless there was some sort of drainage system that went down. I mean, it's not operational at the moment. As you can see, there's nothing flowing down. I mean, on another day, if it wasn't weather like this, we'd have probably gone down there, but it's too slippy. So just diverted off the track bed and have come to this underbridge. There's a little tunnel. Well, looks more like it replicates a tunnel, but look at the wing walls. It's still pretty much in good condition. It's intact. You know, one of the stones was eroded away here, and you know, look at the arch. And like I say, you could pretty much call it a tunnel. I mean, we're on the other side of the bridge now, so you can see where the embankment follow the route of the line. So this is the other side of the bridge. See the stone wing walls. Anyway, we're going to head back onto the track bed and head on towards Leeds Station. And we've been talking a lot about demolished bridges on the line, but we've actually come to this intact bridge. And on the other side of this is coming to our next station, which is going to be Leeds Station. If we just look back, you can see clearly that the track bed was definitely at a lower level. So just have a look at the top of the bridge. It's got the nice keystones at the top. They are called keystones, aren't they? I keep saying they are. They are called keystones, aren't they?
I'm the worst person to ask about that. Well, isn't keystone the centre one?
They do say, yeah, the centre one. Yeah. I have heard other YouTubers mention keystone arch, so potentially. But I mean, I did think that was maybe an insulator bracket, but it's just a branch, just a tree branch that's grown through. I mean, look at this. Got the red brick underneath here. You can see clearly evidence of old soot as well. There's a look at the other side, so you've got another clear evidence of how much infill. I mean, we're looking back where we've been walking. You can see where that lass is walking down now. She's walking downwards, so there's been more spoil infilled underneath the bridge. I mean, we've got the site of Leeds Station. I've got a picture here showing probably just where I'm about stood. There's a footbridge that went over here, and we've got the station building just on the right down there, and it also had a good shed just further down. You can see in the photograph, and we had an engine shed. There was a railway that branched off to the left just somewhere further down that went up. So there's an housing estate up here. You're gonna have no evidence of any of the station that remains. Me being me, sometimes I always forget that, you know, when the track bed's been filled in. You know, I'd have thought there'd have been platforms still here, but Paul Selvers said, you know, it'd have been a lot further down. Obviously, did have been somewhere located here, but at a lower level. And the footbridge would have probably just been about where I'm stood, just going over my head right now. I believe the station access was coming in here. Looks like we've got a cobbled road. We've got a cobbled road that's just here now, so I believe this would have been a station access that would have come in towards Leigh Station. And you got a station building just here, and there's a clearer shot of where the houses are now, and that's where the engine shed, which I've actually got a picture showing the engine shed, where there was a little bit of a line that branched off into where the engine shed. And we're still on a bridge now, which we're overlooking the site of the station. I just thought we'd just come up and show you what it looks like from the top. Still intact. And it's looking back towards Oldham that way. Normally I look for DFT signs, but I can't really see one on this one. So anyway, we're going to continue on now, on towards the next station, which was Grotton and Springhead. So roughly around here is where the engine shed, that was part of the station. I think it branched through, so it branched off around here, and that house just there, I think the line would have probably gone through, and the engine shed would have been located just behind it. I've got a picture that I will actually show you of the engine shed. So again, we're coming to another infill bridge. I'm just looking at the corner here, you can see where these houses are, but there's some massive retaining walls at the side here that still give remnants of the railway. You know, I mean, when we walked it, we did get confused into where the railway went, but you can see here, there's clearly, you can see the ground going up, and they've built some stairs onto the main road, but bridge would have been directly in front of us. Yeah, looking back that way, I mean, you know, we had the goods shed that would have been on the left there, so looking back towards Leigh Station. Leigh Station is just a bit further back that way. So now we're going to walk onto the other side of where the bridge is and see if we can find any remains. I mean, here, well, looking at the remains of the bridge, you can still see the remains of it. Two stone walls at the side. And there's the alignment of the track bed that had gone underneath the bridge. We'll take you up onto the road to show you a little bit more. So obviously, the track bed has slightly been converted into this stairway onto the main road. And here we are, we've got, you can see more clear remains of the bridge. So we'll put this wooden fence in the middle, and there's the other side. And now we're going to make our way and continue on towards Grotton and Springhead. Now looking back at the bridge that we've just filmed on Bridge Street, we're just onto the next part of the track bed. Now clearly you can see there's been a lot more infill. This would have been a cut-in where we are. You're looking back that way, looking at the top of the bridge just there, so obviously would have been at a lot lower level. Train would have come under this way. And there's no evidence of the cutting because obviously it's all been landfilled, and maybe a slight bit of evidence in the corner there near that wall, but obviously it's all overgrown. And just slightly off the track bed we've come and found sleeper fence. So quite a few railway sleepers. I mean, you know, they've seen better days. These have clearly been repurposed as an old fence. I'm not sure what the purpose are now, but nice to see. There's a few that go along the side of the, you can clearly tell here is where it was actually a cut-in. I'll tell you something, Paul, I've really enjoyed this explore today, but what makes me want to end it is, look how bad the weather's getting. It's getting really, really wet.
It's been relentless, apart from like 3 minutes off, it's just been relentless.
Yeah, we've literally stopped for 3 minutes, just back at Leigh Station, and it's continued again, and it's getting really uncomfortable right now, isn't it?
And dark.
Dark, and yeah. The track bed, you can see here, obviously that's obvious track bed, but it actually disappears for a little bit in this section because there's been a lot more reclamation work, so you can see how the ground level does raise. So there's been a lot of spoil that's been pumped in, and it's more of a grass area now. But here you can see this is where the track bed stopped, and it's obviously been reclaimed. So we're now heading towards the site of the Grotton Springhead station, which was our next station on the line. And to the right here would have had there's a goods shed. There's nothing that remains. I believe it's where this park is actually. I'll just ping it up on the maps. There was a goods shed that came in here. There was plenty of goods sheds on this line, wasn't there? But yeah, this is the track bed here. And then we're coming towards the site of the station. The station house still remains. We'll show you that. And then there's actually the platform, which is still intact, which we're going to show you as well. So we've got an actual information board about Grotton Station here, and there's actually more information about the line itself. I mean, it's even got a daily routine for the trains. It does say here at the peak there was actually 22 trains that actually stopped at this station on a daily basis. So yeah, as it peaks, 22 daily trains stopping Grotton, besides freight and express trains passing through. Now the rain is actually getting really bad, so I'm going to show you the platforms. Yeah, true, it's been bad for the last few hours, hasn't it? But it's getting worse, so I'm going to show you the site of the Grotton and Springhead station. You've got the station house, which is here. I'm not going to film too much, you know, it's private property and you know, respect that. So we just walk in here. You know, we have a footbridge that would have gone over just probably where I'm stood now. I mean, we're looking now at the corner of the platform, so if we just go back out here, you can actually see the start of the platform edge. There's a lot of vegetation that's gone over, but there is still quite a lot of the station platform that's intact. I mean, the other one is probably totally gone. So we just walk further up here. This is on our approach to the Lydgate tunnel, and I actually said that the Lydgate tunnel was 1226 yards. I think it's actually 1332 yards. I think I was getting mixed up with Barnsdale, but you can see here the actual remains of the Grotton Springhead station. Now I have been here before, so I've done a video on Lydgate tunnel and a separate video, so if you haven't seen that video, I will leave a link in the description below. And just to the right, you can just see the station house. Station buildings would have been around here, all completely demolished. And yeah, you can still see continuation of the station platform. Now, I was wanting to show you the portal of Lydgate tunnel, but from what I remember when I came last time, the approach cut into it was really bad, and that was on a less wet day than what this is, so I can't imagine what it's going to look like now. So we're still actually continuing along further. You can't really see much of the platform, but it still exists under there, and it does actually go more up here. Lydgate tunnel would have just been located just up there. I don't think we're going to record any more today. I mean, like I said, we was going to go up to the portal of Lydgate tunnel. Like I say, I will leave a link to that full video in the description below if you haven't seen inside. I don't even know if it's still open. But thank you to Paul from the channel Wobbly Runner. Please give him a subscription. It's been a really good day, hasn't it? It's been yeah, it's been nice to meet you. You know, like I say, I've watched his videos in the past, and it's actually nice to see him in the flesh and do an exploration together.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, it's been nice to meet you. Not even weather aside, it's nice.
I know, and it's just getting worse, isn't it? Well, Paul's gonna go and grab some saurine. He loves his saurine, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.